The guy driving the brand new BMW to work might have less money in his bank account than the woman next to him in the 10-year-old Honda. And I don't mean a little less. I mean a lot less. This messed with my head when I first heard it, because we're trained from birth to read wealth through stuff. Nice car? Must be doing well. Designer clothes? Successful. Big house in a good neighborhood? Made it. But here's what took me way too long to figure out. The things we use to signal wealth are often the exact things that prevent people from actually building it. Let me show you what I mean. Say we've got two people. Both earn $75,000 a year. Same job, same salary, same city. Let's call them Alex and Jordan. Alex wants people to know things are going well. So Alex leases a new luxury car for $650 a month, lives in a nice apartment for $2,200 a month, wears clothes that look the part, goes to the restaurants where you want to be seen. Alex's Instagram looks fantastic. Jordan drives a reliable used car that's been paid off for 3 years. Lives in a decent apartment for $1,400 a month, shops at normal stores, cooks most meals at home. Jordan's Instagram is mostly pictures of a dog. Now here's where it gets interesting. After 5 years, Alex has saved almost nothing. In fact, Alex probably has some credit card debt from keeping up appearances during the months when things got tight. The car lease renewed, the rent went up, and the lifestyle inflated right alongside any raises. Jordan? Jordan has been quietly putting $800 a month into a retirement account and another $400 into a regular investment account. After 5 years, Jordan has around $72,000 invested, and that money is now earning its own money. From the outside, Alex looks more successful. From the inside, Jordan actually is. This is what I call the status trap, and almost everyone I know, including me at various points, has fallen into it. Here's why it happens. We're social creatures. For most of human history, your status in the group determined whether you got resources, protection, and mates. Showing off wasn't vanity. It was survival. Our brains are wired to care deeply about how others perceive us. The problem is that modern marketing has hijacked this wiring. Companies spend billions of dollars figuring out how to make you feel like their product will raise your status. And they're really, really good at it. That car commercial isn't selling transportation. It's selling the feeling of being the kind of person who drives that car. The watch ad isn't selling a time-telling device. It's selling success. The clothing brand isn't selling fabric. It's selling belonging. And here's the cruel twist. The people who actually have wealth, many of them don't buy this stuff. There's a famous study from the early 2000s that looked at actual millionaires in America. Not celebrities or tech founders, just regular people who had accumulated $1 million or more. The researchers expected to find mansions and luxury cars. What they found instead were people living in modest homes, driving Toyotas, and wearing Seiko watches. These millionaires had gotten wealthy precisely because they didn't spend money trying to look wealthy. They'd rather have the money than have people think they had money. Meanwhile, a huge percentage of people driving luxury cars and living in expensive homes have very little actual wealth. Some have negative wealth, meaning they owe more than they own. Let me put some real numbers on this. The median household income in America is around $75,000. After taxes in most states, that's maybe $55,000 take-home. Call it about $4,500 a month. Now, the average new car payment in America is around $720 a month. The average rent is around $2,000. Add in insurance, phone, utilities, food, and the basics, and you're looking at maybe $500 left over. Maybe. That's not a lot of room for error, and it's definitely not a lot of room for building wealth. But what if you drove a car with a $200 payment instead? What if your rent was $1,500 instead of $2,000? What if you didn't upgrade your phone every year? Suddenly you might have an extra $700 a month. $700 a month invested for 30 years at a 7% average return becomes around $850,000. That's not a typo. $850,000. Just from the difference between looking rich and building wealth. Now, I want to be careful here. I'm not saying you should never enjoy your money. I'm not saying you should wear rags and eat rice and beans forever. That kind of extreme frugality usually backfires anyway because it's not sustainable. What I am saying is that there's a huge difference between spending on things that genuinely make your life better versus spending on things that are really just about impressing other people. And here's a question that helped me figure out the difference. Would I still want this if nobody else ever knew I had it? That nice restaurant meal with friends? I'd enjoy that, even if I couldn't post about it. So that's probably real value. The designer logo that's only valuable because other people recognize it? If I'm being honest with myself, that's mostly about status. The reliable car that gets me where I need to go safely? Real value. The luxury upgrade that's mainly about what it says about me? Status. There's nothing inherently wrong with status spending. But you should at least know when you're doing it, and you should understand what it's costing you in terms of future wealth. Here's another angle on this that really hit home for me. When you spend money on looking wealthy, you're trading your future freedom for present perception. Every dollar that goes to impressing people is a dollar that won't be working for you later. Real wealth isn't about stuff. It's about options. It's being able to take a lower-paying job because it's more meaningful. It's being able to handle an emergency without going into debt. It's being able to retire before you're physically forced to stop working. It's being able to help your kids or your parents when they need it. Status symbols can't give you any of that. Only actual wealth can. And here's the thing that really gets me. Most people aren't even impressed. We think everyone is watching and judging our cars and clothes and homes, but honestly, most people are too busy worrying about their own stuff to notice yours. That expensive watch you bought partly because of what others would think? Most people didn't notice. And the ones who did notice forgot about it 30 seconds later. You're still making the payments, though. There's a quote I think about sometimes. We buy things we don't need with money we don't have to impress people we don't like. It's a little harsh, but there's truth in it. So, what do you actually do with this information? First, just start noticing. Pay attention to when you're spending money because something genuinely improves your life versus when you're spending because of how it looks. You don't have to change anything yet. Just notice. Second, run the numbers on your big recurring expenses, your car, your housing, your subscriptions. Ask yourself, is there a version of this that would make me 80% as happy for 50% of the cost? Sometimes the answer is no, and that's fine. But sometimes you'll find thousands of dollars a year hiding in status spending you don't even care about anymore. Third, redirect what you save into something that builds real wealth. A 401k if your employer matches contributions, because that's literally free money. A Roth IRA, which is a special retirement account where you've already paid taxes on the money, so it grows completely tax-free. Or just a regular investment account. The vehicle matters less than the habit. Fourth, find your actual enough. This is the tricky one. Figure out what level of stuff genuinely makes you happy, and then stop there. The goalpost doesn't have to keep moving. You're allowed to just be satisfied. The status trap only works if you stay unconscious to it. Once you see it, you can start making different choices. Not because there's anything wrong with nice things, but because you'd rather have real wealth than fake signals of it. The person who looks richest in the room is often the most broke. The person building real wealth often looks pretty ordinary. I'd rather be the second one. If this helped you think about money differently, hit subscribe to Like Your 5. We break down financial concepts without the jargon and without talking down to you. And if you know someone who might be stuck in the status trap, send them this video. Sometimes we all need a reminder that wealth isn't a performance.